Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattva bodho bhidhiyate. So yesterday we did up until the nature of the self. But I will just go back one para before that. So how to go beyond the 5 sheets? Madiyam shariram, madiyaha pranaha, madiyam manascha, madiya buddhihi, madiyam ajnanamiti, svenaiva jnayate, tadyatha, madiyatvena jnatam, kataka kundala grihadikam, swasmad bhinnam tatha, pancha koshadikam, swasmad bhinnam, madiyatvena jnatamatmana bhavati. So just as bangles, earrings, house, etc., known as mine, are all other than the knower me, so too the 5 sheets are known by the self as my body, my pranas, my mind, my intellect, and my knowledge, and are therefore not the self. An object related to me is called mine, and I am different from what I call mine. Also, I know it is mine. The knower is different from the known. I say my wife, my house, my watch. Similarly, I say my body, my breath, my mind. Just as the wife, etc., are known, the body, etc., are also known to me. If the wife, house is not me, then how can the body, breath be me? The logic behind the fact that I am not the 5 sheets is simple. But the most simple facts are the most difficult to grasp and accept. Our mind is so complicated and the habits of the past so strong that one does not see the truth. Even if the truth is appreciated, it is not accepted. Even if it is accepted, it is not owned up to. This mistake takes place despite logic too, because A, the self is unpredictable and inconceivable. Therefore, we have no notion of it. It stands well covered by the 5 sheets. And 2, the 5 sheets are always in proximity of the self, and this makes identification with them easier. Therefore, through continuous discrimination and firm resolve, one must uncover the self and get liberated from the shackles of the five sheaths. We saw nature of the self also yesterday, but we'll go through that one more time. Atma tarhikaha Satchidananda Swarupa. Then what is the self? It is of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. The not self, anatma, was described in its entirety and it was explained how it is not the self, atma. The three bodies, five sheaths, and the three states constitute the non-self. Then what is the self? The nature of the self can be indicated in two ways. Tatastha Lakshana, indicated with respect to the world and its conditioning as the cause of the world, the witness of the thoughts, etc. Second is Swarupa Lakshana, indicated directly as infinite, eternal. Here, the self is indicated by the Swarupa Lakshana as existence, consciousness, bliss. Each is now explained. Sat Kim, existence. Sat Kim Kalatraye Pitishtati iti Sat. So that which remains, what is existence? That which remains unchanged in the three periods of time. Past, present, and future is existence. The past and the future are named only with respect to the present. The self is present in all the three periods of time. It means it was always there and will ever be. There was never a time when I was not, and there will never be a time when I am not there. Birth is the coming into existence of a particular name and form, and death their destruction. Since I ever exist, I am birthless, ajanma, deathless, amara, beginningless, anadi, and endless, ananta. Anything with a name, form, and quality undergoes birth, death, and change. Being birthless, I am timeless, nitya, changeless, avikari, nameless, anami, formless, nirakara, and attributeless, nirguna. This objectless existence is of the nature of pure being. In it, there is no becoming, as it is changeless. Nirvikara. Anything exists because of this existence principle, which is the very substratum of the entire universe. It is experienced in the world as the isness of an object, such as the book is, the table is. It is experienced within as I am. Consciousness, Chit Kim Jnana Swarupaha. What is consciousness? It is of the nature of absolute knowledge. Knowledge of the world is gained as thoughts of the mind. Without thoughts, no knowledge of any object is possible. This is a book. I am hungry. I do not understand, etc. are thoughts of the mind. Without me, the thoughts cannot be known. I illumine all my thoughts, remaining different from them. I not only illumine my thoughts, but also their absence. Thoughts come and go, but I remain unchanging and ever shining. Then, who illumines the self? None can illumine the self. It being the subject, it can never be known as an object of knowledge. Also, There is no need to illumine it, as it is self-shining. The sun does not need a torchlight to illumine it. I always know that I am. I do not need my wife to tell me so. Even in the deep sleep state, when the mind is not functioning, I am and I know that I am. As I get up saying, I slept well. This self-shining, ever-shining knowledge principle is called Chit or consciousness, which is my own true nature. Bliss Anandah Kaha Sukha Swarupaha. What is bliss? It is of the nature of absolute happiness. A thing is dear to me only when it gives me joy. I love my house as it is a place that gives me comfort and joy. I love myself the most. I love others for my sake. But I love myself unconditionally, totally, eternally. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. All is loved for one's sake. Therefore, I must be the source of absolute happiness. Therefore, I must be the source of absolute happiness. There is sorrow infinitude. The self is beyond time, space, and objects. It is infinite and hence of the nature of the absolute happiness. Each thing tends to move towards its own nature. I always desire happiness, which is my true nature. My nature is never a burden to me. Happiness is never a burden to me, while sorrow is. Then why don't I experience this happiness? Why am I miserable or dissatisfied most of the time? Reason is the desires in my mind for objects veil this happiness. In moments when I am peaceful, I do experience joy within myself. Evam Satchidananda Swarupam Swatmanam Vijaniyat. Thus, one should know oneself to be of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. Thus, the self is of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. A rose is fragrant to smell, red in color, and soft to feel. The smell, color, and touch are three aspects of the same rose. Similarly, existence, consciousness, bliss are aspects of the one self. A quality always belongs to a substance, and a substance always has a name and form. The self is beyond all names, forms, and qualities. Then, are existence, consciousness, and bliss different from each other? The self is partless. Therefore, existence is consciousness, and existence, consciousness is bliss. The self is infinite, and there can be no two infinites. Therefore, also they are one. Then why three names? They are three indicators of the nature of the self, and hence enumerated differently. I am. I know that I am. And I am always dear to myself. Aham asmi, sada bhami, kadachinnaham apriyaha is a single experience based on which I transact in the world.
Dr. Brahmratya, can you read a few lines, the why three names before that? Yeah. Just this paragraph.
So, thus, one should know oneself to be of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. Thus, the self is of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. A rose is fragrant to smell, red in color, and soft to feel. The smell, color, and touch are three aspects of the same rose. Similarly, existence, consciousness, bliss are aspects of the one self. A quality always belongs to a substance, and a substance always has a name and form. The self is beyond all names, forms, and qualities. Then, are existence, consciousness, and bliss different from each other? The self is partless. Therefore, existence is consciousness, and existence consciousness is bliss. The self is infinite, and there can be no two infinites. Therefore, also they are one. Then why three names? They are three indicators of the nature of the self, and hence enumerated differently. So, I am, I know that I am, and I am always dear to myself. Aham asmi, sada bhami, kadachinnaham apriyah is a single experience based on which I transact in the world.
Yesterday, Dr. Ramra, you were saying about quality and nature question, and that was clearly explained here. Nice.
Yes,
Paragraph. So it's beyond the qualities. Quality is only to a substance which has name and form.
which is true. So,
Yeah.
nature and quality, like for example, if you look at fire,
Mm.
the nature of fire is to be hot, to be
Mm.
effulgent.
Right.
Like likewise, the nature of the sun is to be shining,
Right.
to
Shiny
be luminous,
form. Yeah.
to give us heat, to give to it is hot. The nature of
Right.
the sun is heat.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, the nature of water is colorless, odorless, and it
Mm.
takes the form of the container it takes, whatever it is.
Yeah, it takes a
Right?
shape. Yeah.
Now, when this water, you color the water, that
Mm.
becomes the quality.
Right.
So the quality of that water in a glass tumbler, supposing you have two glass beakers. I mean, I
Mm.
had a discussion with Nana about this yesterday. So this is
Oh.
all from that discussion. So if you
Oh.
have two beakers of water, one is colorless and the other is you've added some color to it.
Mm.
So the nature of water is colorless, right? But when you've added some color, that becomes the quality. That beaker, the quality of that water is whatever red, blue, or
Right.
green color, whatever color that you have added. So in
Mm-hmm.
order for quality um, to be to come up, you need a second substance.
Mm. Right. So the by three names, they explained it as they are just aspects of that self rather
Just
than,
indicators of the self.
yeah, indicators of the self.
It cannot
Maybe.
be, see, the self cannot be described actually. It's anirvachaniyam. But
Yeah,
these are just indicators,
like it's eternal and
right?
consciousness, bliss, it's ananda. So, for us to understand, I think we need to know what is self is, right? Otherwise, uh, somehow we have to describe it what it is. But you can
Yes.
take conscious, even the consciousness is like eternal, um, Anyway, so that's what I thought. Anyway, that's nice.
One should know one's infinite nature, for on knowing it, one gets liberated from all sorrows for all times to come. How can one know it? Atma va are drashtavyaha, shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavyaha. The self should be known by listening, reflecting, and meditating on it. One may have heard about it, reflected upon it, and even attempted meditation, yet one may not realize the self. It may still be only at an intellectual level, paroksha jnana. This is because the initial preparation of the mind is not sufficient. By karma yoga, bhakti yoga, etc., the mind should be made pure, subtle, and single pointed. That is the sadhana chatushtaya sampanna. Knowledge gets firmly rooted in such a mind, and the self is directly experienced. Aparokshanubhuti. Even the word experienced might be not the right term here, because it's not an experience. Self is not, you don't experience the self. You realize the self. It is self unfoldment. The self is always there. It is not like an object to be experienced, right? But then, for lack of a better term, they mention self is directly experienced. But we should understand that the self is what is, the only thing that is. Everything else is superimposed upon it. And the fundamental problem we have, fundamental error of humans, is that we identify ourselves with the superimposition. We identify ourselves with all the sheets that are superimposed upon this self.
Panchakoshas.
Panchakoshas, all the three shariras. So we have to have sadhana chatushtaya sampanna. This is what we have to be established in. And keep purifying the mind again and again, again and again, through karma yoga. And then shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavya. And then from the paroksha jnana, we will go to aparokshanubhuti.
That is Shrotavyaha, Mantavyaha, and what was the next?
Nididhyasitavyaha.
Nididhyasa. So that is same as what we do. That is Manana.
Shravana, Manana, Nididhya.
Shravana, Manana, and same.
Yeah.
So that Shrotavya is Shravana.
Mm.
Mantavya means Manana. And Nididhyasa.
Hari Om.
Yes.
Dr. Brahma, yesterday, like you were saying, no, that quality and this quality and its nature. So what I like you described Nanaji's view, and what I had in my mind was like that of ice, water. It takes it when it gets too cold, so it changes into ice. So the quality of the water when it is in ice form, it is too cold. I was just relating it that way yesterday. And though its nature, water nature remains the same, only that it becomes too cold, and when we boil it, it becomes too hot. So in that way, it's the quality changes of the water, but nature of water remains the same.
Correct.
And even if it evaporates, like its nature is the same, it is present in different form. So
Very right.
Basically, it doesn't get destroyed.
Yeah.
In any state. So I was just relating it to that yesterday. So just wanted to share. And
Thank
yes,
you.
Nana, it was. And one thing more I wanted to share, like we just read, no, that one loves oneself the most, the self. But what I heard in some of the talks, they say that one loves the most, but beyond that also one loves the like that dharana which we have, the principles, the values which we have, we love them more than anything else in the world. Like if I have something, some priority or some you can say your goal or your you value something, or you have some dharana, or you have some importance to some view, so you give importance to those rather than anything in the world. Even if your children are there, you will value your own value system. If a person is like he is a knowledgeable person, I'm not talking about the person who has no intellect, good intellect. A person who has a good intellect, he will love those than anything else in the world. So I was just thinking about how this honor killing must be happening. And they go to such extent that they can't bear to fail them, and then they destroy their own children. So because of that, like heightened this intensity of their system or their values, they are doing such heinous crimes. And also, if a person is not doing a crime, also still at the back of the mind he has that this is not right. Maybe he is accepting it superficially, but inside it, that thing must be triggering that this is not right. This is not the way. It should not be like this. So this is like, and I found it quite true, like happening when we see something wrong. Uh, we are not opposing it every time, because it is like we are not acceptable every time, and it's everyone's own life and they have their own principles. But at the back of mind, we know that this is not right and this is not acceptable. So we have that, that slight malice is there, but we keep it to ourselves. Okay, it's fine. Let it go. So this thing, just wanted to share this, like loving ourselves the most and our value system.
That is what happens for the terrorist, He values more more than his life. He gives life for that. That's what the terrorist mind is happening.
Yeah, they are brainwashed. No? They say that you will.
So they value
But
more.
bottom line is Atmanastu Kamaya Sarvam Priyam Bhavat. That is the bottom line. Whether it's a terrorist or a sadhu or a saint, anyone, it is because you love yourself the most that you do what you do.
Yeah, right.
He loves himself the most. That is why he's even willing to sacrifice himself. It is not that his value system is more than more than his life. It is because he loves himself. He values whatever that is, whether it's a good thing, whether it's dharmic or adharmic. Again, it boils down to Atmanastu Kamaya. See, whether you're loving and kind, giving, generous, again, it is because you love yourself. If you're otherwise, if you all the opposite of this, is also because you love yourself. That is why those three things, see, it is based on this Satchidananda Swarupa. The Atma is I am, I know I am, and I am most dear to myself.
The self is otherwise, I mean, not otherwise, itself uh, is Brahman, right? I mean, if we
Yes,
take that as Brahman, that uh, we love the most, right? That if you take it as even in the form of Vishnu or God, as any God for that matter, that you have that some unconditional love. And when you beyond this coverings and this body and things like that, that's you feel good and happy, right? In terms of that, that's how I feel like in terms of that atmastu kamaya, that sentence you read.
Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati.
Sarvam priyam bhavati. Yeah. So now, then when you love yourself, when you love everything else like that.
Yeah. So this one. It's a long sentence, but this is the basis of how we interact in the world.
Mm,
A single experience. I am. I know that I am, and I'm always dear to myself. Is a
mm,
single experience based on which I transact in the world. And this I transact in the world. This I could be a jnani. It could be yeah, you know, a sadhak, it could be a terrorist, it could be anybody.
mm,
But the I transact in the world is these because of these three things. Of course, a jnani is someone who knows that he's realized himself. That is different. But this would be the basis. So that is why even if we're doing seva, it seems as though we're doing a selfless thing. But actually, that seva we're doing because I love myself. Gives me joy when I do seva. So for whose sake you're doing it again?
yeah, my sake. You remember when we did it in the introduction part?
Yeah,
We are doing everything for our
our
sake,
sake. Correct.
not for anybody else's
Yeah.
sake.
It's an eye wash if you think, oh, I'm selfless.
Yeah,
It's an eye wash, total eye wash. Of course,
yeah,
being selfish is different, but doing seva is great, is
yeah.
excellent. But
That
if you
is,
think we're doing selfless seva,
mm,
actually speaking, it is because it gives us joy. We do charity, we do whatever we do is ultimately pointing to the self because you love yourself the most.
yeah. If we ask ourselves that question, why you do it,
Mm.
many people get that answer.
Another thing is
Mm,
to do it with a non-doership. That is totally different. That is you're doing it with this understanding that you're not the doer.
mm,
That is different. But in the beginning, the basis of all action, the basis of everything that we do
mm.
is these three things.
Yeah, like
Ahamasmi,
doing it with
kada
that.
bhami, kadachinnaham apriyah.
Mm, sorry, Katrutva, the attitude. Nice.
So coming back to quality and nature, Atma does not have any quality. Satchid Ananda is only the nature, the Swarupa of, it is not a guna of Atma, it is only the Swarupa of Atma.
In Atma Bodh, we read all that, right, Brahmana, this Nitya, Nirakara, Nirvikalpa, all of that is basically the aspects of Atma.
Yeah. So shall we move forward to the universe? There are three aspects of life: the individual jiva, the world jagat, and the creator Ishvara of the individual microcosm and the world macrocosm. Every effect must have a cause. The individual and the world too must have a cause. They are made up of the five elements. Who made the five elements? They could not have created each other, and therefore they must have a cause. We call that cause Ishvara. Having explained in detail who the individual is and what his true nature is, now starts the discussion on the world and its true nature. It is to be noted that the individual is part of the world and cannot exist without the world. अथ चतुर्विंशति तत्वोत्पत्ति प्रकारं वक्ष्यामः. So there are three things, three aspects of life: the individual, jiva, world, jagat, and the creator, Ishvara. Any effect must have a cause. So the jiva is made of all the five elements. Now the five elements also must have a cause. And who's that cause? What is that cause? That is what we call Ishvara. Now we shall explain the evolution of the 24 factors. Atha now, Chaturvimshati Tattva Utpatti Prakaram. The evolution of the 24 factors, Vakshyamaha. We shall explain. The rishis counted 24 factors that constituted the world. They were the five great elements, the five sense organs of perception, Pancha Jnanendriya, the five sense organs of action, Pancha Karmendriya, it can't be five sense organs of action, five organs of action. The five pranas, Pancha Prana, and the four thought modifications, Mana, Buddhi, Ahankara, and Chittam. One of these factors cannot alone be the cause. How did the 24 emerge and in what order is now explained in detail in the following text. Maya. Brahmashraya sattva rajastamo gunatmika Maya asti. Brahmashraya, depending on Brahman, sattva rajastamo gunatmika, which is of the nature of the qualities sattva, rajas, and tamas, Maya. Maya asti is. So, depending on Brahman, Maya exists, which is of the nature of the three qualities of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. The truth is called Brahman. Brihat Atmatvat Brahma. That which is the big is Brahman. Big is an adjective that generally qualifies a noun. The adjective is limited by the noun it qualifies. Example, bigness is limited to the bigness of the elephant when we say, this is a big elephant. But when the adjective is used without a noun, there is no such restriction. Brahman is said to be the big. Its bigness has no limits. It is infinite. We have already seen that the pure self is infinite. Therefore, Brahman is the pure self. Every effect must have a cause. The world too must have a cause. The cause must exist before the effect. The truth alone existed before the names, forms, and qualities of the world came into existence. Therefore, the truth must be the cause of the world. But the truth is changeless. It cannot become anything other than itself. It is of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. But we see that the world exists, yet it is ever changing, inert, and sorrow ridden. Then, from such a changeless cause, how can this changing world emerge? To explain this, Vedanta postulates the concept of Maya. Ya ma sa Maya. That which is not, yet appears to be, is called Maya. From the standpoint of the truth, there is no world, yet we experience it. This is Maya. From the standpoint of the world, the truth alone can be its cause. But from the standpoint of the truth, it can have no effect. This is due to Maya. A snake is seen on a rope. The rope cannot create the snake. Yet, we experience the snake. As far as the rope is concerned, there was never a snake, and there can never be a snake on it. Maya has two powers. The veiling power, Avarana Shakti. This is of the nature of ignorance, which veils the truth. This by itself cannot create the world. The projecting power, Vikshepa Shakti. This is the creative power that projects the entire world of names and forms. It manifests inherent impressions. It cannot do so without the veiling power. As in the example, the ignorance of the rope should precede the projection of the snake vision. The truth, when endowed with Maya, is called Ishvara, the creator of the world. Maya, the creative power of Ishvara, is worshipped in the Hindu tradition as Shakti. The power of Maya is unfathomable. It can make the impossible seem real. It creates the boundaryless cosmos from beginningless times and shall continue to do so endlessly. Maya, however, has no separate existence from the truth. Without existence, nothing can exist. Brahman alone has intrinsic existence. Therefore, Maya depends on the truth for its very existence. Also, in the truth, there is no trace of Maya. Therefore, Maya is destroyed on knowing the truth. Maya has three qualities. They are Sattva Guna, characterized by knowledge, Rajoguna, which is of the nature of activity, and Tamoguna, which implies inertia. The three qualities pervade the entire creation. By their permutation and combination, an infinite variety of names, forms, and qualities are created. For any created object, there are two causes: the material cause, Upadana Karana, and the efficient cause, Nimitta Karana. To make a pot, there must be mud, the material cause, and the potter, the efficient cause. Usually, the two causes are different from each other. The material cause remains with the object, while the efficient cause is different from the object. What are the material and efficient causes of the world? Are they different or the same? The five great elements, Panchabhutas, are the material cause of the world. But who made them? That which made them must exist before creation. We have already seen that the truth alone exists before creation. Therefore, the five elements must have emerged from the truth alone. By the same logic, the efficient cause of the world too must be the truth alone. We see that Whenever the material and efficient cause is the same, the created object is an illusion. Example, in the dream, the waking mind alone is the dream world and its creator, sustainer, and destroyer. Thus, the dream is an illusion. This being so, there can be no logical sequence to creation. But for us, the waking world is real. It does seem to be governed by laws, by natural laws, and there also seems to be a cause effect relationship between various happenings. Keeping our experience in mind, the author now explains the sequence of creation. Tataha akasha sambhuta. So the process of creation is from the subtle to the gross. We will stop here. Very beautifully, it is explained how from the truth, what Maya is, how it came into being, right? And how the five elements, we'll see further how the five elements have come up. So basically, we understand that there was only one, that is Brahman. There are three aspects: the world, the Jiva, Jagat, and Ishvara. This is what we experience. Jiva, we experience ourselves, and we experience the world. So, for anything, there has to be a cause effect relationship. For there is an effect, there must be a cause. And what is the cause of the world? Since there is only one, that is the truth that exists, Vedanta brings in the aspect of, and this is unchanging. The truth is unchanging, it's eternal. So, how can we explain the world that is changing, that is changing constantly? How do we explain it? So, Vedanta brings in the concept of Maya. Ya ma sa Maya. That which is not but appears to be is Maya. And it has two powers. Maya has the Avarana Shakti, the veiling power. It veils the truth. And two, it is the Vikshepa Shakti, projection. Just like how the snake is projected on the rope. The rope did not create the snake. It was because of Avarana Shakti, because of ignorance. The snake is superimposed upon the rope. So what is actually the truth. All this is like an illusion, just like how in a dream we create the dream, which is nothing but an illusion. So we'll see, we'll take this up tomorrow.
All came out of truth. So, but they are changing. Whatever is
Yeah.
generated is changing. And it is because of the Maya. Because truth cannot change. Because from the truth it has emerged.
Correct. So that is why when the material cause and the efficient cause are the same, the effect is an illusion.
Okay.
Unlike a pot and a mud. See, when you have the mud, mud is the upadana karana, the material cause for the pot. The mud is different, the potter is different. Potter is the efficient cause, the intelligent cause. They are different. So in the world outside, we see that the material as well as the efficient cause, they are different. But then when you come to the creation of the world, the effect, the material cause as well as the intelligent cause, both are the same. It is the truth. And therefore it appears as an illusion. And therefore it is an illusion.
Thank you.
We'll see this again tomorrow. We'll take this up tomorrow. So we will go through some questions. We stopped at
Avastas, yes. Avastha.
avastatrayam ke.
Jagrata Swapnas Sushupta Avastha Traya.
So yeah, we said we went through Jagrada Avastha, right? Jagrada Avastha ka
श्रोत्रादि
श्रोत्रादि ज्ञानेन्द्रियैः
Jnanendriya Sabda
शब्दादि विषयैश्च
Visayascha Nyayati
ज्ञायते
Yat.
सा जागृत अवस्था.
Yeah.
And स्वप्नावस्था केति चेत्
Swapna Avastha is that
मनस्
Jagrata Avastha.
जागृत अवस्थायां यत् श्रुतं यत् दृष्टं यत् श्रुतं तत् जनित वासनया निद्रा समये यः प्रतीयते सा
Pratiyate sa Swapna.
स्वप्नावस्था. And what is सुषुप्त्यावस्था?
That's a nidra.
अहं किमपि न जानामि सुखेन मया निद्रा अनुभूयत.
Yeah, nidra anupuyata. Sukhena maya nidra anupuyata. Iti sushupti avastha. Kimapi janami.
So स्थूल शरीराभिमानी आत्मा विश्वा इति उच्यते. So wherever we hear, and even in Rudram and so many other shlokas, we hear of this Vaishvanara, right? Vaishvanara is nothing but the Atma in the waking state. In the Jagrata Avastha is called Vishwa. Whereas Atma in the Sukshma Sharira, Sthula Sharira Abhimani Atma Vishwa iti uchyate.
Can you say that again, Dr. Ramnath? I thought Vaishvanara is like the digestive fire is called Vaishvanara.
No, this was, remember, yesterday I was talking about the Mandukya Upanishad where the Vaishvanara is the Atma in the Jagrada Avastha, and he is considered to have 19 mouths.
Oh. Okay. How do you spell it in sorry. Daishvanara? Or Vaishvanara?
Vaishvanara.
Vaishvanara. Okay, got it. Okay. That has 19 mouths. Okay.
Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashrita. In the Bhagavad Gita, we have this. Atma in the Jagrada Avastha, in the Sthula Sharira is called Vishwa. Then Swapnavastha keti chet Jagradavasthayam yad drishtam yad shrutam tad janita vasanaya nidra samaye yaha prapanchaha pratiyate. That was missing. Yaha prapanchaha pratiyate. The world that is created with the impressions of during the Jagradavastha. Whatever is heard, whatever is seen. Sa swapnavastha. Then Sukshma Sharira Abhimani Atma Taijasa iti uchyate.
Right, Taijasa.
Then Ataha Sushuptyavastha ka Aham kimapi na janami Sukhena maya nidra anubhuyata iti Sushuptyavastha. And Karana Sharira Abhimani Atma
is prajna.
Prajna iti uchyate. Panchakoshaah ke?
Annamaya, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya,
Vijnanamaya,
Tamaya,
Anandamaya,
Anandamayas
Cheti.
Then Annamayah kaha?
Annarasenaiva Bhutva. Annarasenaiva Bhutva.
Annarasenaiva bhutva, Annarasenaiva vriddhim prapya, Annarupa prithivyam, yad viliyate, tad Annamayah koshah sthula shariram.
Annamaya Rupa Prithivya. Okay.
Annarasenaiva bhutva.
Okay.
It comes into existence because of the source, of the essence of Anna. Anna rasenaiva bhutva, Anna rasenaiva vriddhim prapya. And it grows also. Anna rupa prithivyam
From the food
yad
and then
viliyate. And again it goes back into the earth.
yes.
Comes from the earth, goes back into the earth. Tad annamaya koshah sthula sharira.
Okay, we have to remember it like Annarasenaiva Bhutva, Annarasenaiva Riddhim,
Prapya.
Prapya Annarupa Prithivyam. It goes to Annarupa Prithivyam. Yat Viliyate Tat Annoyamaya Kosha. Okay. Tula Sariram.
Pranamaya kaha?
Pranamaya is that
Pranadyah panchavayavah
oh yeah,
vagadindriyam
Panchavaya.
pranamaya koshah. So pranadyah panchavayavah
Vital
vagadindriya panchakam pranamaya koshah.
Yeah, it's 5 vayus and then the
Sense organs like speech, etc.
right. So pranadayaga panchavayaga karmendriya. Sorry, vagendriya panchakam. Vagendriya panchakam. Pranamaya kosha. Okay.
So they're all the karmendriyas, vagendriya panchakam.
Right.
Vak pani payu upastha, vak pani payu,
Vagpani pada payu.
vak pani pada payu upastha.
Pani pada payur upastha, right?
Yes. Then manomaya koshah kaha? Manascha jnanendriya panchakam militva yo bhavati sa manomaya koshah. So manomaya kosha consists of the mind in association with the 5 sense organs.
Jnanendriya, right. Manascha Panchak. Jnanendriya Panchakam.
And vijnanamaya koshah kaha? Buddhi jnanendriya panchakam militva yo bhavati sa vijnanamaya koshah. So it consists of the buddhi, that is the discerning faculty, in association with the 5 sense organs. And anandamaya kaha? See, even I don't know these answers. I'm actually reading the text, okay? Evameva karana sharira bhuta vidyasta malina sattvam priyadi vritti sahitam sat anandamaya koshaha. So, evameva karana sharira bhuta avidyasta malina sattvam priyadi vritti sahitam sat anandamaya koshaha. I think like children in school, we will have to repeat this 3-4 times till we get it.
Yeah, etat kosha.
Memorize it. Etat kosha panchakam. So we'll stop here today and we'll continue with panchakoshatita tomorrow. Yeah. Actually, the origin of the universe, evolution of the universe is very interesting. Could have continued, but tomorrow we'll do it from the beginning. So we have the full train of thought in
For
one
the
go.
universe. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Good.
Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Today I'll play Maya Panchakam, okay?
निरुपमनित्यनिरंशकेऽप्यखण्डे मयि चिति सर्वविकल्पनादिशून्ये घटयति जगदीश जीवभेदम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया श्रुतिशतनिगमान्तशोधकानपि अहह धनादिनिदर्शनेन सद्यः कलुषयति चतुष्पदाद्यभिन्ना न घटितघटना पडीयसी माया सुखचिदखण्डविबोधमद्वितीयम् वियदनलादिविनिर्मित्ते नियोज्य भ्रमयति भवसागरे नितान्तम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया अपगतगुणवर्णजातिभेदे सुखचितिविप्रविडाद्यहङ्कृतिं च स्फुटयति सुतदारकेहमोहम् त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया विधिहरिहरविभेदमप्यखण्डे बत विरचय्य बुधानपि प्रकामम् भ्रमयति हरिहरविभेदभावान् घटितघटना पटीयसी माया त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया